Hi friends. Coming to you from my last day in my New York tiny house. Which, it's funny, I woke up this morning and I started putting up the automated blinds and I thought, oh, I've kind of made myself at home here. So I would not have expected when I first walked in, but who knows? That's how it works. But it's been a beautiful time being here in Midtown. And so I had something come through this morning as I was doing my kind of yoga qigong routine. And it's kind of an obvious one, but for some reason it zinged for me. I was thinking about behavior and compulsion, you know, the various, the kind of the distinction that I'm frequently pointing out and discussing between compulsive behavior and chosen behavior, freely chosen behavior, which happens on the level of thought as well, you know, compulsive thought versus chosen thought, compulsive emotions versus chosen emotions. It happens on virtually all levels. But what kind of clicked this morning was compulsive behavior is frequently, maybe not always, but frequently, behavior that is somehow compensating for something, a self-worth issue, a fear and vulnerability issue, a trauma issue from our past. There's compulsive behavior is very frequently somehow compensating. And that's helpful if we know that, because we can kind of scan our own awareness. We can scan our behavior. It's like kind of like reading a diagnostic spreadsheet. Now, of course, we can only do that if we have a little bit of space between ourselves and that behavior. That's why, you know, meditation and all these practices that put a little space in there are so helpful. But it really does kind of end up looking like a schematic of our spiritual health, or our, you know, our level of freedom, basically. Because, you know, the thing is, behavior that's compulsive is usually, there's got to be an agenda there to remain unconscious. That's the thing that I think it's important to identify. We have an agenda to remain unconscious, because becoming conscious would involve pain. So we have a mechanism for avoiding that. And I mean, that's so much of our thought, so much of our behavior. I mean, once I got clued into this, I just started, you just see it everywhere. We're avoiding the pain, and it happens even just on the level of thought. It can happen in a nanosecond. And, you know, on one level, we're just talking about like coping behavior. We're literally talking about like the organism or the mind or both are dealing with situations or input that feels or felt overwhelming, and we're doing something to put it on ice for a while so we can deal with it when we have a little more headspace, a little more wiggle room. But I think, you know, what I observe in that is it looks a lot like what Sadhguru calls building up new karma. We're compacting our memories into kind of these firm blocks that we then have to go and thaw out later and deal with it. But again, you know, it would be, I'm not saying, because the thing is, compulsive behavior just means automatic behavior, and there's potentially all kinds of automatic behavior that we might also engage in that wasn't compensating for pain necessarily. It's just that when I survey maybe my own kind of Rolodex of that stuff, the pattern that emerges is, oh yeah, it's the stuff that's compensating. It's not the stuff that's, because the thing is, automated but chosen behavior looks an awful lot like practice. You know, those are going to tend to be our better habits, or at least our habits that we are more in alignment with, that we want to, that feel like they are the habits we want to have and want to maintain. You know, I mean, a qigong practice becomes automated to some degree. Playing the piano, meditating. I mean, meditating is an odd one because the whole point is to be so present. But I'm just surveying the habits that I have, and it's rare that a compulsive behavior is one that's like, oh yeah, I'm so in alignment with that behavior. That feels so good. That's who I want to be. You know, it's not how it generally works. If it's compulsive, it's pulling me away from center, from consciousness center, because I'm avoiding something. And you know, and avoiding something often means compensating for it. It means I'm trying to somehow make up for a deficiency, you know, real or imagined. And I think, you know, what strikes me in that, and this is maybe why it's coming up too, is that, you know, because we can know this not just about ourselves, but about everybody. And it's usually other people's compulsive behaviors that drive us nuts. It's not their higher self in alignment that drives us nuts. It's their compulsions. And if we know that, if we kind of see this link between compulsion and compensation, or compulsion and pain, all that behavior that kind of maybe, you know, gets under our skin or whatever, it gives us a way to have compassion and a sense of genuine, I think, genuine love, and even ultimately genuine gratitude. Because again, like, even if someone's behavior is compulsive and it you know, drives us nuts, it's only driving us nuts because there's something about it that hooks us. There's only that can't work any other way. So there's something in there that we must be avoiding too. If it triggers us, we're probably avoiding something. And at that point, that behavior becomes a service to us. It's illuminating something we didn't know. It's showing us a new little glimpse of something in ourselves that we avoid, that we're afraid of, it's painful, blah 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 blah. You know, that's somehow on that side of the road that we don't like to look at. And you know, I think the ultimate expression of an engaged life it would be to receive those moments and know what they are, not be triggered by them, but be able to rest in a kind of empathy, a kind of love, and ultimately a gratitude for everything and everybody that comes through our life, because it's all service. It's all helping us. And yeah, you know, what a gift to be able to really know that and really live that way. You know, I think there are individuals who live that way, and it's remarkable to watch. It's remarkable to watch. I've always been amazed when I watch a teacher take, you know, like I'll be sitting in a class and a student will ask a question or something, or they'll somehow manifest resistance, and it activates me, and I wanna like, it's like I want to feel like that student is wrong or something. I want to it's just like something in what they've said has triggered me, and then I watch the teacher, if they're a good teacher, just absorb and like find the way in, go to the heart, and then it cracks open into this beautiful experience, and I'm like, and it's so clear that the approach that's trying to tell the person they're wrong for feeling this or whatever was just not it's just not the way. There's no value there. All that is a refutation, but treating it with that love and compassion and ultimately gratitude for arising, it just can mean that we unlock some of the most beautiful moments in the universe. So I guess I'm giving myself this as a reminder. I'll be coming to you from New Jersey tomorrow, where we're recording an album. Very fun. Keep you posted. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Love you. Wonderful day. See you tomorrow.